sense of what's really happening in the state of Telangana. As I did mention, just about a couple of months ago when we visited here in Hyderabad and some parts of Telangana, the mood was upbeat. Perhaps the BRS could have bucked the anti-incumbency trend. But what has really changed over the last 3 to 4 months, and why exactly is the Congress now being seen in a pole position in the state of Telangana? Remember, as far as KCR is concerned, several welfare schemes were actually brought into the picture, and that is exactly why the BRS has been saying that that perhaps could actually result in a situation where they would have got much more seats when they got in the last elections. Remember, through the election campaigning, so much so statements were essentially made by top leaders of the BRS that there's a possibility that some members of the Congress party, or for that matter even the BJP, could lose their security deposit. But if you simply go by the exit numbers, it does appear that the Congress is the favored party here. Something that the BRS says is completely wrong, and on the counting day, the real picture would be out, that the people of Telangana are still with the BRS. If the Congress really comes to power, important to point out here is that after the creation of the state of Telangana, the Congress has never come to power. Importantly, remember, when the state was actually created, it was the Congress which was in power at the center. But despite that, the Congress never gained the foothold. The man leading the charge for the Congress party is none other than Revant Reddy, a low-key profile, a person with an RSS background coming from the TDP, has actually been able to change the fortune of the Congress party. On the other hand, it is KCR's son, KTR, a minister in his government, who was leading the campaigning for the BRS. And what really has happened to the Bharatiya Janata Party? You've had the top leadership, including the Prime Minister, campaigning extensively in the state of Telangana. So much so, BJP insiders indicate that the numbers are certainly going to go up than what they had witnessed in the last elections. Would that truly mean bringing in the Bharatiya Janata Party to the state of Telangana? Take a look at this report, which gives you a sense of the numbers that are in favor of the Congress party. What has really changed for the Congress party? What hasn't really worked for the BRS? All this and much more in this edition of This Is Exclusive. But first, take a look at this report.
The exit polls conducted on Thursday indicated a closely contested battle between the Congress and the BRS in Telangana, with a slight edge to Congress.
तेलंगाना के नंबर्स जरा एक बार जरा बता देते हैं। स्क्रीन पर है हमारे नंबर्स। बीजेपी के वोट परसेंट 10.8% है सर। बीआरएस का 41.6% वोट शेयर अभी भी है। कांग्रेस का 43.3% वोट शेयर और एमआईएम का 2.4% का ये वोट शेयर है। सीटों में कैसे तब्दील हो रहा है अभिषेक, ये जरा आप बता दीजिए, क्योंकि स्क्रीन पर है अभी।
बिल्कुल, देखें सीट शेयर के हिसाब से अगर आप जाएं तो बीजेपी को 4 से 9 सीट मिलती हैं। मैं अपनी स्क्रीन पे आंकड़े देख रहा हूं। बीआरएस को 46 से 56 सीट मिलती हैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी 58 से 68 सीट जीतती है, यानी बहुमत के आसपास। कभी नीचे भी जा सकता है, ऊपर भी जा सकता है।
While BRS is banking on Chief Minister KCR's leadership to win another term, Congress wants to win Telangana to bolster its prospects ahead of Lok Sabha elections. The BJP is hoping to ride on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity and make inroads in South India after losing Karnataka. The electoral landscape promises a three-way clash involving the well-established BRS, a resurgent Congress, and a determined BJP. K. Chandrasekhar Rao-led BRS has been in power in the state for the last 10 years now. With exit polls showing Congress edge in Telangana, party fears poaching from BRS.
I think there is no problem, no threat, anything. We have confidence. Our party will win comfortably. All legislators will be loyal. We know that they are trying to trap. We don't know all information. Our candidates themselves have informed them that they have been approached by the CM directly himself.
While the BRS is trying to retain power for a third consecutive term, the Congress is fighting to form its first government in the state. Bolstered by a recent victory in Karnataka, Congress anticipates a strong anti-incumbency wave against BRS, with several BRS leaders having joined Congress in recent months. While BJP secured only one seat in 2018 polls, it won 4 Lok Sabha seats in 2019. Telangana appears to be headed for a suspenseful and closely contested election. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So let's get a sense of what's really happening in the state of Telangana. Which way would it essentially go? We'll have to wait for the numbers to really come in. But joining me on this broadcast is my colleague Aneri. She's been tracking extensively. She's travelled the state to get you a sense of the pulse of the state. So first to you, Aneri, just to get the numbers in place. Congress seems to be in the pole position. We've spoken about the various welfare schemes that were brought in by the BRS. They appear to be extremely confident. Even in the month of March when we were here, got a sense that the BRS was way ahead. What really has changed for the Congress party?
Well, definitely the Congress, as we look at the numbers for the exit poll, Congress has been getting the edge. But really, when we talk about the ground situation, one being the anti-incumbency of the BRS MLAs is one major factor which has not really played well for the BRS. And that has turned out to be a plus point for the Congress. And also many of the leaders, just before the polls, had joined the Congress party from the BRS. That being one important point, and also those candidates, those leaders have got ticket from the Congress party. That has been one major thing, because the sitting leaders like Mainampalli Hanuman Rao and many other, Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy, has also joined the Congress party. So that is definitely going to play a very important card for the Congress. So we'll have to see how the numbers play out for the BRS.
Just a quick question before I go introduce our guests, Aniri. If it's a hung assembly, are we to see Owaisi being the kingmaker, something that he perhaps may not really like, given a situation that he may not be very comfortable with the Congress party? He's hit out of the Congress party through the election campaigning. He made it very clear when he spoke to you also that there is no question when it comes to the Congress party. Does that make it very clear that if it's a hung assembly, it's actually advantage BRS?
Well, when we talk about MIM has always been limited to Hyderabad, especially old Hyderabad, and they are only contesting on 9 seats, and always the AIMIM and the BRS has the say of a friendly alliance. And so if hung assembly are likely to happen, then MIM is obviously going to go with the BRS as the situation looks like for now.
Okay, let me also bring in our guests joining us on the broadcast, representing all 3 parties. Rachna Reddy from the BJP, Sridhar Ravula Reddy is joining us from BRS, and Chamala Reddy is joining us from the Congress. Mr. Ravula Reddy, let me first bring you in. You were extremely confident all this while. Your party leader said that this time it's going to go beyond 88. None of the exit polls essentially indicate that you are even close to forming the government. There is a possibility for you. The best case scenario would certainly be that it's a hung assembly. Mr. Reddy, was it a situation of being a little too overconfident?
Telling you that we are going to get a clear majority to form the government. And the hype which is created by the Congress party and all these exit polls, fine, the exact poll results will come tomorrow by 11 o'clock, you will understand. But my 100% strong feeling, the people of Telangana clearly gave their mandate for BRS party in the polls that were happened day before yesterday. And I was in charge for a constituency called Uppal. I have seen the ground very closely the past 48 to 49 days, and watching and running the election there. And all the beneficiaries and all the public of various sections, especially women and youth, also are equally, for BRS party, and the development which was done in the past 9.5 years, and the welfare which was implemented for the sections who deserve that, rather who need the government support. These things were very strong in the minds of the people. The fake guarantees or the campaign, high decibel campaign by the Congress party by bringing in Karnataka and national leaders has not given any great result. Had it been the fact that the impact of the Congress leaders or BJP or for that matter, the things would have been totally different. The numbers would have not been that close as you are predicting. We would have, been totally different. And how we have achieved in 2018. So even today, I can tell you very clearly with the 100% confidence, we are going to form the government for the consecutive third time. I am not saying just for the sake of saying. We have the numbers and we have our own analysis and we are clear where from we are going to get the support. And it is not, fake. It is not in the air. We have our calculations. And Congress completely was dependent on the, guarantees that they actually gave in the form of their manifesto, which didn't work on the ground because people could not see sanity in that. They have not believed them. And look at us. We are Chief Minister's
Okay.
He delivered what he has promised in the past. And today Congress is just showing it on a paper, and which was not done in Karnataka. And none of their states,
But you ought to admit, Sridhar Reddy, you ought to admit one thing. Mr. Sridhar Reddy, you ought to admit one thing. There was a point in time, in fact, when I was here in Hyderabad just about in the month of March and April, there was very little talk about the Congress party. It completely appeared that it's BRS all the way. Something has really changed in the last 3 to 4 months. Is it the aggressive campaigning that has been done by the Congress party, or is it because of the Karnataka elections that has given the much needed impetus? Chamla Reddy, if I can bring you in, of the Congress party. Do you believe that the turning point has been your winning Karnataka?
Guarantees in Karnataka, which are successfully implemented once the government formed, has been seen by the people of Telangana. And at the same time, BRS party in 2014's manifesto and 2018's manifesto, most of their promises have not fulfilled. At the same time, schemes like Dalita Bandhu was not practical at all and didn't went into the ground. And whereas Congress, which was very successfully launched there, and Sonia Gandhi came to Hyderabad 3 months back for the CWC meeting, and she launched the 6 guarantees, which are very easy to understand. And the Congress was very successful under the leadership of Revanji to take all these guarantees door to door to make sure people of Telangana understand what Congress promises will deliver. At the same time, when you look back, Sonia Gandhi ji in 2007 in Karimnagar promised Telangana and delivered Telangana in 2013, even though there are so many hurdles in our way inside the Congress itself. So people of Telangana this time, after giving chance twice to the BRS government, which has not fulfilled the promises in 14 and 18, even in 18, KCR has said that the state was very new and a newborn baby. He couldn't really deliver in 5 years. He will be happy if he gets another 5 years chance to make sure he makes the Bangaru Telangana, because Telangana formation itself is formed on Neelu, Nidulu, Niyamakalu. That means irrigation, development funds and employment. And when you look at the employment, today's election, basically there is 30 lakh people who are unemployed and registered in TSPSC, Telangana Public Service Commission. And none of these people are very happy because there is no notifications. Even when the notifications came into existence, the paper leaks. There is no proper administration at the TSPSC, which is a very prestigious body and which has a lot of responsibility to create employment. There are 1,200 students and unemployed youth have given life for the formation of Telangana, and they realized that KCR, who promised that he will give a job to every household in Telangana, because he felt that this new state itself is formed on that agenda, was failed. So this time people of Telangana gave clear mandate. Yeah, please carry on. Ask me.
Okay. You would certainly be happy if you get the majority, but for the BRS, perhaps, if not a majority, hung assembly is certainly an advantage then, because they would then have the numbers to conjure. Let me bring in Rachna Reddy of the BJP. Rachna Reddy, this is a state where you're certainly not in a position to form the government. At best, you could be the kingmaker tomorrow, because if at all, going by the projections, if you get anything roughly around 7 to even 10 seats, that would be the best case scenario for you. Would you be then open to forming the government along with the BRS, join hands with the BRS despite the vitriolic campaigning that actually took place. A lot of people here that I spoke to the moment I landed, they said that hung assembly advantage BRS would essentially mean that you would have even the BJP joining hands with the BRS. Is that something that you're looking forward to?
And hello to all the panelists. Here, the thing is, Shravan, it's not just 4 to 9. In fact, the exit polls have themselves across languages, including English, the major national ones are now predicting BJP is going to get close to 22 seats. So it's going to be a major hung assembly. Yes, there was anti-incumbency, acute anti-incumbency for the BRS, and BRS and KCR fatigue had set in. So he could announce miracles and say, I'm going to bring you the moon. People of Telangana are not. Yes, Shravan. So
will you be okay? Will you be, since by your own admission, if it's going to be a grand hung assembly, you would certainly be very happy. Would that then mean that you will have to go with the BRS? You don't have much of a choice.
See, here the manner in which we will gather the constitutional numbers, I think the party is going to decide. But you can rest assured that with our numbers or without our numbers, the Congress would be left high and dry. Because here is the thing, what happened with the campaign is massive anti-incumbency, absolutely nothing that KCR said worked, and Congress took all the hard work that the BJP did in creating that anti-incumbency momentum in the last 3 years and ran with it. Only because they had a flash in the pan called Karnataka. Now what happened here is, people of Telangana are not fools. They are intelligent people. Here, from a surplus budget state, where the guarantees themselves are not being implemented and they are overrunning the budget, if you try and superimpose the same guarantees into a deficit budget without absolutely any inkling or thought to what is the state of Telangana budget right now. I mean, we are a deficit budget and we have a 5 lakh crore debt on our heads. So that is where the Congress's grand scheme boomerang. Guarantees, no guarantees, they don't get. But what people
But if you compare it, Rachna Reddy, Rachna Reddy, in terms of numbers, pure number crunching here, Telangana is well poised in comparison to other states. But having said that, I just want to look more at the politics right now, because yes, whether at all it has worked for the BRS or not, that we'll come to know tomorrow. Sridhar Reddy, can I get a quick comment from you? If it's a hung assembly, will you be open to joining hands with the Bharatiya Janata Party?
I'm just back from RCM. 100% we are going to form the government without any hesitation. We will not be needing anybody's support.
But what if?
It's clear.
What if?
We have our reasons, and Congress party or Bharatiya Janata Party for that matter has no reason to claim properly. Congress is high, BJP what it is. So you will see the Chief Minister KCR will be forming the government again. By tomorrow,
Can I?
Yeah, the mood will be set.
One word to the Congress too. Mr. Chamala Reddy, I was outside Revant Reddy's residence. There is already growing chorus that if at all the Congress sweeps the election, it's going to be Revant Reddy who's going to be the Chief Minister. Is that the case?
Normally, when you look at the other states also in the past, whether it is recent Himachal Pradesh or Karnataka, the PCC president was DK Shivakumar, but always the chief minister selection happens with a committee, and there will be a CLP formed where all the MLAs will be taken their opinions, and then they will decide on the members, because this is a democratic party. This is not a family party, especially when we have done in other states also. We make the chief ministers as per the members, like the MLAs who want their chief to be elected. And so it only happens after the results, and we are very confident that we will reach to the 80 because BRS and BJP in Telangana people have realized before election itself, prior to the election, that BRS and BJP are A team and B team. Because when the liquor scam, Kavita's arrest didn't happen, many of the BJP leaders like Rajgopal Reddy and everybody joined Congress just because they went into BJP to fight against BRS, which they realized that this party doesn't have that interest or that strength to fight against BRS. So that's why BJP leaders have joined Congress, and later people have realized that BJP doesn't have any instincts to fight against BRS.
Well, if nothing else, it certainly promises to be a fascinating and extremely interesting elections. Will there be a complete turnaround? Chamala Reddy, I'm hoping that there are already several people claiming to become the Chief Minister if Congress comes to power. Let's see if it leads to some sort of a power tussle or not. On the other hand, Sridhar Reddy, you're confident that you're going to come to power. If situation turns out that it's hung assembly, it gets even more interesting. Something that we're going to track very closely. In fact, our entire team, one of the largest teams here in Telangana, getting you the fastest numbers. Stay tuned as we get you the poll pulse from the state of Telangana and what really happens on 3rd of December. All this and much more here on Republic TV.